Hello and welcome back to Loresworn Chronicles Crusader Kings, where we are playing as the Kingdom of Curonia and King Baisa, who, if you watched the lore video last week, constitutes the first fully historical king. Everyone before him was either legendary or semi-legendary because he was born after Akko's death. So we can fully say that we're in the historical era of the world right now. I believe we are mainly still waiting for this military organization to tick up so that we can start expanding our realm a bit more. And until then, I suppose we could do some more raiding. We also have some money to spend. Let's see, we're already getting a keep here. And someone was asking in the comments last time what the heck is going on in the rest of Europe, and my answer to that is I sure would like to know as well. This has been a very interesting start, as 769 starts generally are. Let's see, we've got a feud between our cousin, who is the chief of Celia, and this guy, who is also our cousin, who is the chief of Nalsia. He doesn't like us. He does like us. You know, I'm gonna say both of you are acting like children. I think you guys need to shape up. I'm gonna take that 50 prestige. All right, let's see. One of these days, someone's gonna get struck by lightning. Okay, so man of great military talent, that's great. We need a new chancellor. Is anybody mad that they're not on the council? Nope. So we're gonna go purely based on stats and choose this guy. And let's see, we have our boats ready to go. Our boats are ready to go. So let's pick a new raid target. Eventually I'll probably do a lore video on how the early kings and queens of Curonia mostly just cared about raiding, not really a lot about administering the realm. That wasn't really their top concern most of the time. Let's see. If I stand down this guy, I want to get as close to 2700 as possible. There we go, excellent. Let's see, fledgling Ara. Come close friends, sounds good. Oh, we just got a bunch of money from, did someone die and leave us money? So we were at like 700, now we're at like 1700. So, Baisa is zealous. Maybe we can spend some of this extra. Let's build a new temple. We're going to build a new temple in Kurtsema. Start getting these holding slots filled up in our capital province. Alright. Let's see. Where do we want to raid? England is currently splintered. And particularly Norfolk looks like it would be an enticing target right now. Okay, sounds good. Oh, did I remember to put raid stance on? That's a funny thing to think about. It's like, oh no, we have to go home because we forgot our raid pants and we can't raid without them or whatever. All right. And you know what? Since we have the money to dump, I think when this is finished, we're gonna probably build another city here too. Okay. Unloading at Norfolk. We have plenty of, so this is the English Revolt. What do they actually want? They are attacking King Cuthred the Monk In Siggeir's war for England. Okay, so he is trying to press his own claim for England. Let's see if I can... There we go. Screenshot that. And in the midst of it all, we are coming to take all of their things. Because that's just what we do. Looks like Saxony has conquered some more provinces around the British Isles here. They've also reclaimed a lot of their Scandinavian possessions. Claim it to my titles is hiring mercenaries for an attack against me. Interesting. So this is my kinsman. He is a grandson of Naula. We'll be ready for him. I'm not super worried. He was apparently one of my commanders, though, so we need to pick a new commander. This guy is just a mess. He has a very good martial skill, but he's just a mess. So I think we're going to go with a relative here. And they're going to attack 9th of March, 874. Staying idle is not in a warrior's blood. I hence invite you to aid me against my enemies. So this is the High Chiefess of Jemtland, who is of our religion. Let's see, I'm going to screenshot that real quick. Let's see. So she's fighting Sunni of Vestlandet, who is this guy. Vassal of the King of Sweden. Basically owns a big part of the Norwegian coast here. Yeah, I accept. Let's you know, we're gonna finish up this raid here real quick. Let's see. Stay out of any factions, please. She agrees to be loyal. A woman accused of witchcraft in Skolovia has been dragged before your court. Several witnesses have seen her performing dark rituals in her secluded hut, possibly related to the recent crop failures. She claims innocence, and it falls on you to determine her fate. Well, since we're pagans, I'm not sure witchcraft is actually a crime we should be prosecuting. No, I think that sounds like nonsense to me. I think we're quite okay with practices that others would consider witchcraft. That event, I probably shouldn't fire for pagans. Okay, we're gonna go drop off our loot in Pomerania real quick, and then we're gonna go help our buddy, our lodge buddy. Okay, cool. Recent influx of loot continues to benefit us. Okay, let's go fight some Norsemen. Let's see. Try to have my spy master assassinated. I don't like that. I don't like that when people do that, so we're gonna expose him immediately. Not a fan. Looks like he's got his boats loaded up, and his army is completely spread out. So this should be easy. Just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, there's so many more provinces in Norway now. I played in Norway a lot prior to Holy Fury, so I'm like, holy shit, look at all these provinces. Sacrifice to Dievis, of course, unless it's someone important that we think we can get ransom money for. Alright. Keep is built in Groban. Cool. Let's start construction on something else. Such as, I don't think we really need castle fortifications because we're not getting, our capital's not getting raided a lot. So yeah, we'll do training grounds, increase our retinue size. Simple training ground readies the peasants for war. So this is basically, or no, this is the training ground we want. Training grounds is where the castle levies can practice and ready themselves for the inevitability of war. So this is kind of where our guys who live at the hill fort, who are kind of responsible for its upkeep, train, I suppose. Probably some of the best, one of the best places to be, honestly. Many legends about a great man whose blood I share. Hey! Never seen this event before. A particular story has been circulating at court lately. It focuses on the epic feat where Akko proves his strength of character. The more I hear, the more I wish to emulate him. Well, of course. We gain gregarious and emulating a legend, which is +5 vassal opinion. So that is, that's very interesting for our first historical king, that he definitely was actively trying to take after Akko. I like that. Alright, sieging Romsdal. There's the armies of Jemtland, which are absolutely ginormous. Getting a little bit of loot from this. Probably. Concubine is pregnant. That is fantastic. We need more kids. Alright. Sweep up these armies here. Alright. I am one with wood. I find myself chanting with each swing of my sword. For Curonia, I roar, my weapon cutting the soul out of anyone who dare step in my way. Bodies and blood fill the mountains as I keep bellowing my battle cry, awash in a river of extinguished lives. So I love killing Norwegians so much that I am no longer depressed, and I will now be known as the Forest Spirit. That is, that's pretty badass. That's pretty badass. How did she lose? I guess she just got conquered by the Swedes? I have no idea how that happened. Alright, well, we did our best. That was kind of bizarre. Alright, let's go home, let's get our raiding pants, and let's go finish raiding the British Isles. Temple. Too many holdings. We're going to create a new vassal. His name is actually Sviendorog, which fair enough, probably a popular name for priests, if you've kept up with the lore posts. We need a new commander. Make sure he's not Craven. And actually, we should probably hang out because we are about to have a claimant war land here. We'll go kill some raiders while we're waiting for that to fire. I kind of wish there was a way that I could maybe set up like a budget to start distributing money to my tribal vassals so they can actually afford to upgrade to feudalism, because it certainly is taking a long time. Oh, by the way, I noticed this last time after we finished recording, but I hadn't said anything about it yet. The Bohemian King of Pannonia, which is one of the largest kingdoms, has converted to Catholicism. So that is interesting. We have a large Catholic state on our borders now, and maybe they will be the great Catholic hope. They still have some very powerful pagan vassals, so not everyone's on board yet. But yeah, that's definitely an interesting development. So, the son, Longcogveni, another name that has some interesting implications. He's left-handed. I don't think that... Yeah, that doesn't have any effect on people of our religion. Don't suppose we can raise any more retinues yet. Nope, doesn't look like it. Once we get our Next level of military organization, I definitely want to start raising our heavy infantry tech too, because our retinues are heavy infantry. Vassals forming alliances with each other. Alright. So we've got about 3 months, 4 months until the adventurer arrives. We have a child that needs... There we go. My wife Betton explains that she is captivated by the grace and strength of hunting birds and begs me for a bird. Surely even the spouse of the king must be allowed to enjoy a noble pastime of falconry. Well, of course. I will buy you a falcon with our tons and tons of money. We're like the economic hub of the Baltic at this point. You have to travel quite a long way to find a province that is richer than Kurtzema. Quite a long way indeed. I'm actually going to get a nice big screenshot of that. We are bringing prosperity to these lands by establishing unjust hierarchies and oppressing the people. Historical tradition. Alright. It's a fine day and you're out hunting with a small party. As you take a break to eat your midday meal, you find yourself in a discussion with Chief Kurlamusa. Turns out he's also a devout follower of Perkunas. Well, let's become friends because Perkunas is great. Let's see. He's gonna attack on the 9th of March. Let's start calling up the armies now. Probably waited like a month too long on that. Don't know where he's gonna appear yet. Okay, our chief diviners died. Oh, cool! I can make my concubine our chief diviner, and she's a genius. So yeah, that's quite appropriate, I think. And let's send her to proselytize in Yersica. There is a pagan female chaplain model now. Okay. I'll seek out a court physician rather than hiring from within, because you get some cool characters that way. Alright. Oh shit, he spawned in the capital. I was not expecting that. Okay, so Stegit went right for the throat. Which means we might lose this battle and we might have to fall back and reassess. So this is going to be an important battle. Pressing his claim by force. Well, we do have reinforcements on the way from the countryside. Oh shit! And it's over. And we're calling it. It's done. In the chaos surrounding the Battle of Kurtzema, my man cornered Stegit, who cut down several good men before taking a mighty blow of an axe to his head. So this guy shows up at the capital with 3,000 men, immediately gets himself killed, and the rebellion is over. Fewer than 50 people died in total. Fewer than 40 people died in total, actually. So that was fortunate. That was a very low impact rebellion. All right. Well, thanks for playing. There is no consolation prize, except that maybe you will be remembered by some obscure chroniclers as a bold adventurer or something. All right, so we can get back to raiding, which is, you know, what we truly want to concern ourselves with. Let's see, that's a little too many. If I stand these guys down and raise the Latgalians, still too many. Yeah, we'll go with 2,500 men. That's enough. Fleets, alright. That was the most anticlimactic rebellion ever. It says he arrived at my court, but actually he's dead. So... Okay, spread the word that we're seeking an employee of a court physician. One of the Volves from Dobela arrived at your court. The cynical Volve introduced himself as Yeditus and expressed a wish to serve you. Although seeing as this individual is shunned by the rest of the Volves, the religious authorities are unlikely to approve. I'm zealous, so I don't want a cynical-ass Volve trying to whisper in my ear about how Perkunas is not real. He is real. My parents told me so. Armed thugs attacked Mr. Chinstrap Tattoo Man. Okay, sounds good. Alright, there's still some loot to be had in Norfolk, and they are still fighting themselves, so... Training grounds finished in Groban. Let's grab warrior training ground. Baltic warriors assembled here to test their strength against one another in single combat. You probably want to write some flavor about what those actually are. We're also going to build another city in Kurtsema. So the economic activity is continuing to attract burghers and merchants. Alright. Churches always have good loot. Kruvitis Erosts has been going around Kurtsema for a few days now, praising me as one of the wisest rulers Curonia has seen in decades. You're damn right. You're damn right about that. Do we have a society mission right now? Oh yeah, we are. So we're supposed to duel a 64-year-old woman. And our heir has come of age, or our son has come of age. He's become a skilled tactician. Pretty darn good stats, actually. I'll take it. He wants land. I think our next ambition is probably going to be see the realm prosper. How often can we... Okay, we can only look for a court physician once every 3 years. Well, let's just go ahead and hire someone. Borut, who has cancer and has commonly been the subject of claimant factions. No, we're going to go with this guy. Alright. Ooh, that was a lot of cash. We're actually getting close to our, oh, got traffic going by, I apologize about that. Close to the limit of what our ships can hold just from that one province. Thank you, Norfolk. Do we want to try to raid the French pagans? Why not? They have lots of money. We'll test our metal. I don't know how big their armies are going to be, so... Okay, that's how big their army is. That's a little bit... It's probably a little bit more trouble than it's worth, because we're going to be getting a morale penalty from landing there. So, let's see who else. Our good friends Cornwall, currently under the Kingdom of Scotland, still have great prosperity despite being raided by us multiple times. Let's see if the Scots can turn us aside. Yes, of course we will build some roads in Yersica. Or local shrines, not roads. It'll take the Scots a long time to respond anyway, probably. Fantastic, we can rank up in our society. Children, lack focus. Alright, we are now a warrior in the Band of Medina. You might not even need to knock over the church to max out our fleet capacity here. Why can't I hold all this gold? Alright, yeah, that's quite enough, I think. No? No, we can hold more? Okay, we'll hang around. Fantastic. The elders love me. Oh, yeah, I forgot to duel the old woman. The defensive pact against Saxony has been disbanded. I think that might have been a bad idea. I think maybe... Well, Denmark broke free again. I think maybe there should always be a defensive pact against Saxony. They're pretty scary. The Muslims are continuing to conquer what's left of Germany. I don't think there's going to be much Catholicism left if we don't do something about it. Let's see. Nausti, we are friends now. I'm pronouncing that like an Icelandic accented A, just because Nasty sounds kind of weird, but that's probably wrong. Okay, now they want me to duel a 53-year-old man. I'm up for that. Can I do it while we're raiding? I'm not involved in a war. I guess raiding counts as war. Concubine is pregnant. Fantastic. Okay. That's kind of a blasé reaction to learning you're going to have a kid. Okay. Alright. Prince Board has been going around Kurtsema praising Ruta. Well, I've never liked Prince Board anyway. County of Izborsk has been converted to the true faith. Alright, we are full up with gold. We are going home. Thank you so much for your contributions to our coffers, Cornwall. Your money is now our money, and we will spend it on drugs. Okay, let's see. So, we got 2,200 guys left. I think we can probably supplement that. Yeah, there we go. How close is this warrior training ground to being built? Raiders in Mstislav. Yeah, that's the other side of the Dnieper. We don't have to care about that yet. They should handle their own business. Okay. Where else? Where else is going to be a good raiding target? I mean, Devon right next door, and Dorset. Really, the whole southern English coast has plenty of cash, it looks like. Ripe for the taking. Warrior training grounds, and a city has been finished. The city of Izputa. We're going to create a new vassal there. And we're going to upgrade our warrior training ground. That heavy infantry defense plus 15 is going to, or plus 30 is going to be excellent for domain troops. Oh yeah, and there's still one short church in Cornwall that we didn't knock over yet. A daughter named Rasa. She is sickly, unfortunately. So our dynasty should be growing. Actually, it's shrinking. Well, we'll fix that. All right, you gotta help her out. Gotta help the kid out. All right, we're gonna knock over this church. Treatment was unsuccessful. Honestly, I don't see a lot of children die from being sickly in this patch. Party of soldiers flying the banner of Chiefess Ruta the Just recently set up camp in the middle of a field belonging to a farmer in Kurtsema. According to the farmer, their campfire spread out of control and his entire crop was reduced to ashes. He brought the matter before your court and demands compensation. I can make her compensate the farmer. The fire was a divine act. No one was responsible. Or I'll pay the farmer out of my own coffers. So we have the social justice option, the use the excuse of religion to avoid justice option, or the take it upon myself to maintain stability in the realm option. You know what? Do I even like Ruta? I mean, we get along okay. She is... Oh, she's not a relative. Oh, she is. She's my cousin through... Through whom? I don't even know how she ties into the dynasty, honestly. She doesn't have the blood of Akko. I'm gonna make her pay. You gotta watch those campfires. Only you can prevent forest fires. Ruta. A bear in the woods told me that. Which in this time period people might have believed. It could be, you know, folklore. Let's see. During your wife's visit to Indiga, this is Finnish chieftain of a place so obscure that it doesn't even exist as a usable province on the map in EU4. That's fine. We'll sign a non-aggression pact with you. Novgorod continuing to blob. They are definitely going to be a major rival of ours. Unless they mass convert. In which case they'll still be a major rival of ours, we just won't have the religious excuse to go after them. Alright, a little kid is now the chief of Danzig. Concubine is pregnant. Give me some genius heirs. Come on, guys. Girls. It's a fine day and you're out hunting with a small party. Yeah, we should talk more. Make friends with the, who is she? Her dad was the chief of Podlasia. Alright. Knocked over the castle. Gonna knock over the church. And the town. And we need a new commander. You'll do just fine. You're brave. Wonder if they'll have rebuilt Cornwall enough by the time we're done sieging Devon. Let's see. Boats are getting fairly full. Volinar the Frog. Oh, our vassal has declared a de jure war. Okay, cool. So they are actually going to start expanding. Hopefully, if they win, they're going to start expanding along their de jure claims into Novgorod. I was kind of hoping they would do that. Let's see. The King of Munster, who has taken over quite a bit of Ireland, wants a non-aggression pact with us. I'm okay with that. May end up being one of the last major Catholic rulers due to the seclusion of his realm. Alright, I have a son who has the Great Pox. Which makes me wonder... Oh! Well, look who else has the Great Pox. Well, here's the thing. You didn't get it from me. Yeah, I think we're gonna not be sleeping with somebody who has the Great Pox. I mean, come on. Apparently we need to reselect our patron deity. Of course it's Perkunas. We're going to worship the ancestors. We're going to ask for prosperity in the realm. Before we do a sacrifice, we're going to ransom anybody who's worth money. Nobody's worth money, so any of these assholes. Chief of Polotsk. Is that going to get me a tyranny penalty? I don't know. Wrong government type, foreigner. Nope. Apparently, if it's a sacrifice to the ancestors, everyone's just kind of cool with it. All right. We have won the Siege of Axminster, which sounds like a thrash metal band. And let's bring our loot home, and I think that's going to be the end of this episode. So the Curonian Viking Age, or whatever we end up calling them, since we probably wouldn't call them Vikings, is going quite well. Bohemia... They didn't split off from Pannonia, did they? Did they split off from Saxony? Let's see, are they Saxons? They're Pomeranian. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Influx of loot. Increasing our prosperity further. We're not quite back up to flourishing yet. Stand these guys down, stand these guys down. Warrior training ground still being built. We're up to 5 holding slots in the capital. We're one of the richest provinces, certainly in Northern Europe. You kind of have to go to the Muslim world, and Byzantium, which, despite changing hands many times, is now actually doing quite well under the Orthodox Bulgar Merchant Republic of Thrace, who I just feel like the Byzantines would have tried to either vassalize or conquer them by now, but they seem more occupied with the Balkans and Italy. Perhaps understandably, given that Italy is being conquered by Muslims and pagans, and they might feel a little bit of responsibility to do something about that. Anyway, check out Loresworn.com. That's our website. We're at Loresworn Order on Twitter. I am at AsaTJ. That's ASATJ. Subscribe. Click the notification thing. We're in a little bit of a slow spot here, but the grand Curonian conquests of Eastern Europe are not far away. I kind of hope Baisa lives long enough to kick those off himself, because he is emulating Akko in Legends, and he also needs to get married. So we will deal with that next time, and we'll see you then.